What is going on, guys? It's Swegmec, and welcome back to Factorio gameplay. If my mic sounds different, it's because I've adjusted the positioning and tweaked it a little bit because it's it makes my voice sound weird. So, in the last episode, we just started the world, and that's about it. I didn't do anything off camera because there's not much to do, and I want to show you guys how to make everything in case you don't know. And I let my resources generate a little bit, and I collected them right here. We got some iron plates, copper plates, a lot of coal, and stone. What we need is electricity. Now, electricity is how this game works. You need electricity to do anything useful in this game because everything later on must be powered, and if it's not powered, it will not run. So, as early as possible, we need to get that started. Now, the first type of electricity you will unlock is water electricity and steam engines. So, we need water in order to create boilers that will go into steam engines, and the steam engines will take the heated water by the boilers, turn into steam, and then create energy. You can use power poles to connect the energy to other places and fuel machines. So let's start, and I'm pretty sure it'll be clearer once we get it. So the first thing we need is an offshore pump. The offshore pump will pump water from this lake into piping, and it will automatically craft down here, obviously, all the other components as you saw in the last episode, if you watched it, and if you didn't watch it, you should check it out. We'll put that down here. It must be water here, and then a land block here, and if I do this, it shows you where you can put it. A lot of games do this. So I'm going to place it right here. However, there could be another better place, so I can look on the map. However, this is closest to my iron, which is going to be nice because I don't have to string hundreds of power poles. Also, it's not in this forest. This forest is quite annoying. So we're going to put it here. Next, we need boilers, and we are going to need quite a bit of them. So if you right click, you'll craft 5 at a time. Now be aware that it will make every component. How do I say this? So as you can see, it needs 4 pipes, right? But it won't make these one by one. It won't make each boiler one by one. It will make every component for the boiler first. Then it will make all the boilers, which means your crafting time for the finish time is going to take the maximum amount of time. As you can see, it needs 4 pipes. If I've crafted 5 of them, it crafted the 20 pipes first, which just means you're not getting the boilers in. It takes longer to get the boilers. So let's put this down. We can also make some pipes. We're going to make 10 of those. Also, 1 pipe to ground. Every time you craft this, it'll make 2 pipes to ground. And this allows you to bring it underground, sorry. It'll allow you to bring your pipes underground. For example, if this outline shows where the water is traveling. It can only go 10 tiles at a maximum. So if I go like this, it's not connected. Like this, it will be. But I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do something else. In fact, I might build something here. I'm going to make it face this way. So there we go. And we'll put 1 pipe here. And Alt button, the left Alt button, will turn on details. Details means you can see what is in furnaces, what's in chests, what's on the map. You can see your pollution and more. So if I turn Alt off, it's off right now. If I turn it on, you can see iron plates are in the furnace. Iron plates are in the furnace. Collect them. There's nothing in the furnace right now, but now there's iron plates coming back in. So Again, bad commentary. I'll get better eventually. It's hard to write scripts for these types of videos when you're just going with the flow. I might make a set agenda of what to do in the future. So, since we're going to build a lot of things here, I will make my energy face this way. Which does mean I only have a finite amount, but there's ways to clear these forests later on. Put that there. And I like to have a pipe in between, and you'll see why. 1, 2, 3, pipe. 1, 2, 3, pipe. Oh yeah, if you're standing in the way, it will not craft. 1, 2. You cannot place things where you are. So we're gonna put boilers here. The more boilers you have, the more energy you'll produce. So these need coal. Put in coal. It takes up a lot of coal at first to heat the water. Once the water is heated, it's not doing anything. It will use up more coal based on how many steam engines, which is the next component, you're going to make. So if I craft 5 steam engines, which is acceptable and appropriate because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, counting's fun, right? 5 boilers. Put more coal. And once it's heated like this, it will not use coal because there are no steam engines attached. And going back on what I said before, look, it's crafting every pipe and every gear first, and it's not doing it one by one. We will just wait for this to finish. So we can put this down. If we put it here, you can see these blue arrows. The blue arrow is where the water is coming out. If we put that there, that here, 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 and here. Yellow triangles. What do these mean? These mean there is no power network connected, which means these things will not do anything because there is no power connected to anything else, which means these don't have to work at all. There's nothing that uses electricity, and it will flash yellow because it's not connected to any electric network. We can change this. Electric mining drill. If we make this, we will compare it to a burner mining drill. And as you can see, it's going to take quite a bit of time. And this is where you run into longer crafting times, 2 seconds, whereas something like a circuit or a gear is 0.5. So the electric mining drill is 2 by 2, but it will mine a 3 by 3 area. It will mine a 3 by 3 area. If I put it down here, for example, I will take this out. Boom. No power either. But how do I connect this to that? It is the beauty of small electric poles. Power poles, as I like to call them. I'm going to craft a lot of these. You're going to need hundreds of them. And eventually, as the game goes on, you can unlock new and better power poles that extend a very long distance or cover more area. These cover 5 by 5 area. If I place it in the middle, see, this is why I left that 1 block gap. So I can put that down, this, and I'll put this. I'm actually going to put one in every single thing. They're still not connected to anything in particular, so I will change that. These can be spread a maximum of those 2 spaces apart in the middle. So 0, 1, 2. The line above that copper thing shows where it's being connected. If there's no line, it's not connected. And here's a handy trick: if you put one down, then run while holding the mouse button. Okay, I clicked twice by accident. Here, I'll show you again. If I place one down like this, hold the mouse button and don't let go, and then start running, it will automatically place the maximum distance. Okay, it looks like I'm dumb and didn't measure this out beforehand. So there we go. 1. That is good enough. And don't be fooled, they only take up a 1x1 area. They do not take up 5x5 area. That would be kind of ridiculous. So if we connect this like that, yay, it's starting to make something, and this is a lot more efficient than a burner mining drill. Much more efficient. Put down burner mining drill. As you can see, this isn't going to work. First of all, it does not need coal, which is incredibly nice. It does not need any coal. We don't need to use our coal powering it. It just needs electricity. The electric mining drill has a mining speed of 0.5, as you can see on the right. This only has a mining speed of 0.35. This has a mining power of 3, and this has a mining power of 2.5. And it mines in a greater area, meaning you can get more resources per electric drill. However, this is not even close to the most efficient way to set up your drills. I need more iron, however, in order to get this going. Which means I'm going to need more electric mining drills, which I will craft now. So we're going to start creating the main bus system, and you're going to ask either what is the main bus system or why is it so important to start it now? And I'll answer both of them. The main bus system is a system that's used by almost every Factorio player, except if you're really new to the game because you don't really know how to make one. It's where you have a huge line of conveyor belts, or transport belts as they're formally called. If you have a huge line of transport belts up and down this area with space in between, full of, for example, iron here, coal here, copper, etc., stone maybe over here, and you can bust these up and down, transport them up and down, and you can use these high-tech devices. I mean, they don't seem high-tech when you're late in the game, but you can use devices that will split pads off of the conveyor belts, so you can take from your main iron belt. It's hard to see without anything, I know. Take from your main iron belt, bus some of it over to a different place, and craft with that. So enough talking. I'm going to get this started. We need a lot of iron plates, which is why I'm going to put my drill down here and power pole. Here I cannot connect that. I'm going to change this really quick. There, that should work. Finally make a furnace, and the furnaces do need coal, but eventually you will unlock an electric furnace that does not need any coal to produce. So now we have double the iron production coming in, which is nice. Because we will need a lot to make transport belts, which require 1 iron plate and 1 iron gear wheel. Which, if you look down at the bottom, it says total raw and 1 second to produce and 3 iron plates, which means if I just craft this now, it will take 1 second to make it, and it will take out 3 iron plates from my inventory, assuming I have none of the parts already. Let's take this. This is going to be a little bit of waiting. So I'm going to check on my other resources. Let's put this in. Coal is always coal. You'll be needing coal for the entire game, actually. There's not a point where you won't need coal. Whether it might not be for fuel, but it might be for ingredients or recipes that you need. Let's clear the stone. And the reason why I'm posting 2 videos is because I will be on vacation for a while, so I won't be able to post another one for a few days, 4 days I think. Yeah, 4 days, and I want to get content out so that hopefully I bring in more subscribers, but you know, that's probably not going to happen, let's be honest. Once they hear a bit of this voice, I don't think so. So actually, okay, you're going to think, like, why am I restarting? But there's a more efficient way to set this up, and it's the mining line, as I like to call it. That's not its real name. So yeah, just gotta make sure that this is the most efficient. And the mining line is where I will craft some more. It's the most efficient. It covers all this area, because if you just had miners on the outside, it wouldn't cover all this inside area. So if I change it like that, bring my poles down here and here, and I'll connect it like that up there. And now I just need to make conveyors, and these will drop on the ground because there's nowhere to go. There we go. And this is the most basic system you will want to set up. Drills mine into the conveyor belt, which will stack up here. It will not mine, as you can see, if there's ore here, because it's full. There's nowhere to place it. Next, we're going to make a regular inserter, because we have electricity and we can use it. So the inserter will line up. We have to line it up like this. The line is where it will take from. Just connect it with power. These poles are messy. I'll change them eventually. Put it into the furnace. And hold on. Let's make another inserter. A few more transport belts. Put some coal in here. Eventually, you'll be able to get coal from here, bring it up with conveyor belts, and then automatically put it into the furnace, which means you don't have to manually put coal in every single time. Okay, we'll change these poles a bit. I'll put one here and then one here. And later on in the game, you're going to have so many poles that you can probably delete a few and it won't even make a difference. So the inserter is automatically putting plates in here. This inserter will only put up to 2 iron ore in the furnace at one time. This is just how the game's coded. You can't change it at all. So let's check on our boilers, make sure they're not running out of coal. I put plenty in, but just as you see, the coal's not running out fast at all because I'm not using enough energy to where it's going to start depleting fast. If you press P, you can check production, and this is where your ores, you'll see like how much you're consuming, how much you're producing of each substance. And if you press, like, you can press 1 minute, it's more reliable if you do 1 minute. In the last minute, for example, I'm consuming 6 coal per minute, but I'm producing 34 coal per minute, so that's quite simple. I'm producing 16 to 17 iron plates and 16 to 17 iron ore per minute. I'm consuming the same amount because all of my iron is just going into chests and furnaces. There will be nothing here, and you can just collect these right now. This is not efficient, however. There's just not enough furnaces. This is why we have ore buses, so we can create complex systems. How do we get new technology, you might be asking? Now, this is the research area. Research is how you get everything in the game, including the rocket silo that will allow you to win. So, this is what we're going to be working on next. As soon as I collect this coal, and check on my copper. Okay, so research. Research is done through science packs. Science packs will be put into special things called laboratories or labs, and they will give progress to research. Now, I'm going to craft a lab right now so I can get this research going, because you must do the first research by hand in order to unlock a certain thing. Automation is the first research you must do, or you don't have to, but it's basically the only one you should do. It unlocks an assembling machine. An assembling machine will automatically craft things as long as it's given the correct ingredients. So as you can see, it's taking quite a bit of time to make all of these components. Later on, you'll be able to have machines craft these intermediate components. Then you can pick them up by doing the F key over your conveyor belts with the ingredients on them, and it's a lot faster for pocket crafting. Doesn't matter where we place this valve right now, we're just going to place it here. Next, we need science pack 1s. 1 copper plate and 1 iron gear. Copper plates, quite easy. We have hundreds. We just need the gears. Iron gear wheel. So if we go in here, take this out, and we will, for this one, we'll craft the gears automatically. And if you haven't caught on, the number at the bottom is how much you can craft of the item. Science pack 1, we're going to make this by hand, so we need to make 10 for the first one. Let's walk you through this. Cost. It will cost 1 science pack, 1 red, you can call it red, green, blue, yellow, eventually. It will cost 1 science pack, and it will take 10 seconds. X10 means it will do this 10 times, and that is when your research is completed. For example, if I research, click it now, nothing's happening. This progress bar up in the top right corner is not moving because no labs are currently being moved or used. So if we craft 10 of these have very high craft times, 5 seconds per science pack, which means you will not be doing this by hand. You will get machines to do it for you. So you're not always walking around with a full crafting cube. We're going to wait for this to finish. And we're actually going to make another lab, because if you have multiple labs, as long as you put science packs in both of them, it will speed up research. The amount of cycles allows you to have multiple labs. This cycle system lets you have more labs than just one, so each lab can do 1 cycle, and you're waiting less time, essentially. So this is going to take quite a bit. So we're going to start this research. We put these 10 packs in. It is starting to research our automation. This progress bar is moving up, and once the screen hits the end, 1 cycle. It took 10 seconds to do that. It will do it 10 times. But I will put another lab down, take half, put it into here, and you're going to see that progress bar on the top right go up faster. It is going up faster now because I have 2 labs doing the same thing. And we're going to wait just a little bit. So click more. And running down is a pain, but you might have to do it if you start a new world too. I think I have enough coal for now. And it'll make that sound. You press T, finish. Now it will automatically pop up for you when you're done if you haven't changed any settings. To do that, go to Options, Other, and if you don't want the research to pop up at you when it's finished, which could distract you if you're fighting off biters, or if you're building something and then you lose your progress or die because research pops up, uncheck this. Technology window opens when research is completed. Pretty self-explanatory. There we go. Since research is done, we have now unlocked Assembling Machine 1. By the way, you can move when you're in menu 7. Assembling Machine 1 is your bread and butter. And what do we need for it? We need more iron, of course. We always need iron. You're going to use hundreds and thousands of iron for the beginning. If we make this, let's put it down. We can choose a recipe for assembling. What do you want to make? What do we want to make? Let's see. Well, for example, let's do this. Let's just try to make a burner inserter. You notice that you need plates and gears, meaning you have to actually craft the gears, put them into the assembling machine, and then craft the plates, which means it won't automatically craft the gears for you. You have to do it through any other method. And this is where our handy dandy conveyor belts come in. If we make another inserter, oh yeah, we also unlock the long-handed inserter, which has double the range of regular inserter. I will show you eventually. When I use it, the long-handed inserter is used for convenience. Also, if you need 3 ingredients or 4 ingredients for an assembling station, you can use long-handed inserters to get it done much more easily. So if we do this, what do we need? We need electronic circuits, and we need more iron. Always need more iron. It's a very... Okay. So we have enough to make one. We put this down. Make sure to leave a block of space so you can put your inserter. If we grab it from here, power it up. Nope, that missed. So, in fact, I'm going to move this, place it there, and I can get rid of this one. Okay, so if we click on this, left click, and we can choose recipe for assembling. We can assemble gears. It will do it. Now, notice, if I look on the right side, crafting speed 0.5, which means it's half as fast as pocket crafting. It will take 1 second for everything to complete. If we get another inserter, boom, and we get a chest. We gotta power this up. It will put gears into this chest, and now we have gears. And this is essentially a constant throughput. It will take iron plates, it will get gears, it will put them into the chest. This is how you do everything, except later on you're going to not have a chest, you're going to have another belt that has the gears on it, transports the gears to another place to make more complicated products, transports these more complicated products to make even more complicated products. And it's a huge, basically, pyramid of just more and more complex products that require hundreds of sub-ingredients to make. Now, next is transport belts. We're going to need a lot of them, which means we're going to need more iron. So, what we can do, we're going to delete these. We do not need gears right now. We need more iron plates. We're going to keep this all running, and as you can see, there's so much ore backup here that it's not even mining. So if we delete this and move it somewhere else, it will begin to mine. Let's do that. And I'm going to briefly destroy my power poles so I can put this down. That's good for now. If we put them here and here, it's okay if it's not covering. If it's covering some empty tiles, you're still getting efficiency and iron from it, and it will mine at the same speed regardless of how much is underneath. It only depends on the electricity being used and on your speed of the actual miner. These can increase speed later on. They're called modules. They are very late game, and it will take 10 hours of gameplay just to get them. And even then, you're only halfway done or so. There's so much depth to this game, and it's such a great one because you can play it for 20 to 30 hours and still not get bored. There's multiple modes and everything. So we're going to do the same thing that we do up here. Take an inserter, do that. And here's a neat trick you can use. For example, let's put coal in. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. If we put coal in here, it will take the iron plates out. You can run conveyors into each other, which, for an example, we'll take all this, hold the F key while running. As you can see, the top one will dump it into the main one. And this is how we're just going to get more iron throughput instead of one at a time. Because we will need a lot of transport belts. And how I'm going to do this, I will set up a station right now showing you how this works. So, if I take my assembling machine, put it here, need more inserters. Boom. This will put gears in. We will take them right here. If I choose our gear wheel, now I need more transport belts. As you can see, it's making it. If I put the transport belts here, boom. And this is where long-handed inserters come in handy. If we make one, gotta make some more. More iron plates. There we go. Oh, we already had one up here. Silly me. Put in here. And this is where your long-handed will come in handy. So if we put our regular inserter down, we'll get the gears, but we need these plates on the second belt. And there is a way to combine so that there's plates on one side and gears on the other side of one belt, but we need better technology. And we need the logistics research in order to get splitters, which will let us do that. But now we can use a long-handed inserter, get this, and although it says it's taking from that near side, it will take from this far side anyway. It's not the best. It's kind of misleading, but it will still take from that far side, even if it's not labeled. We can put a power pole here, and I will take one more inserter. Oh, there's just so many power poles. And I can put it into the chest. If I do this, click on transport belt, it is automatically making one. In the chest, more transport belts. This is how you're going to do 90% of everything in Factorio, except instead of chests, you're just going to have more belts that carry it off, do more complicated things with these ingredients. For example, green science packs, or science pack 2, needs a transport belt and one inserter. The inserters, you will have to craft the inserters using a series of assembling machines that make the electronic circuits, the iron gear wheels, the iron plates, put them all together, and put it into another assembling machine that will make the inserters, bust it off with conveyor belts, put it into another assembling machine that will make these science packs. Science pack 3 and 4, they're even more ridiculous. And this is how the game truly begins. This is where the game actually begins. Before, it's basically Minecraft, but now it's more automation. I'm not doing anything, but I'm getting 54 transport belts already. It's more than I could craft in my inventory. So I'm actually going to end this episode because I have nothing else to do, and I will not do anything important. I'm just going to let these conveyor belts get accumulated. Blech. I'm just going to accumulate these transport belts, and next episode we are going to build main bus, which means we are going to put a bunch of conveyors all up and down these areas so that we can transport our plates more efficiently. And yeah, if you liked or didn't like this video, it doesn't matter because you should still like and subscribe anyway, and leave a comment if it's bad, good, I don't care. Just leave me suggestions on what I could fix. I do probably need some sort of script or agenda so I'm not stuttering on every word I say. And that's about it. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. I will post in about 5 or 6 days. Thank you.